Hello there guys, and welcome to episode 6 of my Wilderness Only Ironman. On screen you'll see a list of my goals. A lot of these are long term. However, if you wish to pause and take a look at them, please feel free. We will be reviewing them at the start and end of every episode. And without any further ado, let's get on with episode 6. Right then, let's get things kicked off with Slayer assignment. If you remember from the last episode, we had rogues, but after that we didn't grab ourselves one, we just cashed in the Laren keys. So our assignment is going to be 88 skeletons. So that skeletons task we just got is going to be one that we can range, and yeah, I've got a few skills that I really want to get up, mining, smithing and things, and if you remember from the last episode, we've got loads of coal and iron in the bank. That can't be used at the Wilderness Resource Centre because I'd have to pay to go in and out of the gate, so I might as well just mine it there, so we are going to get off there. And with 36 smithing I'll be able to make the steel ones, so that's what I'll use the supplies on. But in order to get that we need to go to the Wilderness Resource Centre, get 36 smithing, lots of mining, and in the process make lots of iron knives, which will be a nice starter for our range training. 35 mining. As you can see from the chat box, we did just get ourselves a level 30 smithing, so 6 levels to go. 31 smithing. So that's just about an hour at the Wilderness Resource Centre, mining and smithing the iron ores, and we got 665 knives, probably a little bit slack, could be more sort of 750 I reckon if I was a bit more concentrated, but yeah, that would be interesting to see how it compares to the steel knives. 32 smithing. So, as you can see, we're getting attacked. I did say to myself, at 1,000 iron knives, I was going to bank, and we were just 50 short. We were ever so close, but this guy come and attacked me. He's hitting pretty high numbers. I was getting a little bit panicky, because as you can see, I'm still in the Wilderness Resource Centre with absolutely no food. But we did manage to give it boots. We managed to get ourselves out of the gate, and this is why, guys, it is absolutely worthwhile to get yourself these little escapes, because had I not had this with no food, there's no way I would have got away. But we managed to get away with the hut, and with everything attacking me, there's no way he could get me. Now that was a close call. We made it back with 0 prayer and 6 HP, but we did make it back with our beautiful iron knives. 34 smithing. 35 smithing. Again, we are about to grab ourselves 37 smithing. Once got the world map up, I brought it up because I just wanted to quickly show you how we're going to be making the steel bars, because we can't make them in the Wilderness Resource Centre, or it's pretty pointless too, because we can't afford 7.5k per time. So basically we're going to catch the wacky canoe to this spot here. This is where it lands up. We're then going to smelt the ores here. We've then got to walk ourselves all the way down to this anvil and smith them into the steel knives, and then we've got to walk all the way back to the Edgefield bank, go back to the wacky canoe and rinse and repeat over and over and over again until all of our coal and iron has been smithed. We can now smith steel knives. Okay, so we just did 1 trips of the steel knives, and things that we didn't anticipate. One was all the monsters around the furnace area. They do attack you, so you've got to trap them before you can smith, otherwise it stops what you're doing. A little bit frustrating, but something I think I can deal with. Obviously the higher level I get, the quicker I can probably just kill them rather than trapping them. And the second thing is run and energy. Now I am 15 agility. We really need to get some done. Obviously I want to get to the wilderness course. I'm not going to do all of that in one go, but I do think before we start a bit of a mining, smithing grind, some agility levels will be good, and I'm just going to try and passively get them here and there when I can. As you can see from the chat box, we did just get ourselves level 20 agility, and actually this method's not too bad at all. I'm averaging about 10k an hour, which is not bad for lower levels, but it could definitely be upwards of sort of 11k if you were paying a little bit more attention. This guy here, I've tried speaking to him, but I think he's just a bot. I wanted to bank anyway to go and get some rune armor, because the Earth Warrior and the spiders hit quite hard, so I might just bring back some runes and see if we can slay him, get our first PK of the series, and yeah, also grab my rune armor. So we went and grabbed ourselves some bind spells and some earthwave spells, and as you can see we just start attacking this guy who's going up and down. Yeah, he's clearly a bot or just auto clicking, one of the two, because he literally doesn't telly, doesn't react, doesn't run away, doesn't do anything. It's quite funny at the end. See how much low HP he is? I think he's on 1 there. You can see in the chat how long it takes me to kill him. So first I get PJ'd by the red spider, so I've got to slay that one, and then secondly I splash like 4 times with earthwave on Adiyama, which is just really confusing. Yeah, if this is a legit player, imagine how easy it'd be to get away. We splashed about 14 times, but we did actually get some iron arrows there, which I would have loved to take, but unfortunately being an Iron Man, not possible. As you can see from the chat box, we have got ourselves 25 agility, and after the 15-minute aggro timing, these things stop attacking you, which is always nice. As we swing across here, we are just about to get ourselves 30 agility. I'm actually up to about 11.2k an hour now, so that's really not too bad. We've just had 32 agility come in, but the reason I stuck up the recorder is because we are now 800 total, and that's just crazy to me how quickly the account's progressing, but it's really nice to see. 35 agility. Look at this cheeky fella. And after a few hours worth of monkey bar swinging, we do got ourselves level 40 agility. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for now. So we did about an hour test of the steel knives, and it come out at about 365 knives an hour, which is not a hell of a lot. It's about 700 for the iron. However, we've got the supplies to make the knives, so I think we're just going to go ahead and carry on. Obviously, it's a long route, getting to the anvil and the furnace and back to the bank, etc. However, it's quite nice and relaxing, so yeah, let's use up some of these supplies and make some more steel knives. Squeezing in 39 smithing just before the update. Coming in with 30 range, and we are very, very nearly 62 HP. Skeleton's task finished up, it got us 32 range, and our next assignment is going to be 46 ents. Back to the ents. 58 defense, and we did just get ourselves 56 slayer, as you can see from the chat box. Our next task from Crystalia is going to be 150 black demons. Okay, that's going to be a hell of a long, but a hell of a nice task. Hopefully get a couple of Laren's keys and some decent loot. Not a bad thing to kick the first drop off with, a rune sword. First trip, we got ourselves some low-level herbs in the looting bag, some runes and some rune items, so that's nice. It is actually only about 17 kills with 1,000 casts, so yeah, not that many. I might start taking slightly more than 1,000 casts. Fantastic, guys, we have just got ourselves a rune full helm, and that is an upgrade on the med helm, and that's something ticked off the list, so really happy to knock that one out. 74 magic. Another trip finished up at the Black Demons, took 2k casts this time, and yeah, really nice looting bag. We've got 3 rune logs, we got the upgrade of the rune full helm, and we got rune chain body, as well as that's actually completely useless, and some herbs, slayer enchantment, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and runes, it was a really nice trip, that one. Another 2,000 casts finish up at the Black Demons, and that's the loot from it. Not so many rune pieces this time, and we're still without Laren's keys, so hoping to get a few of those soon. I did an hour's test, and it's actually only about 15 or 16 kills an hour, which does mean that a task of 150 with the basic fast strike does take about 10 hours. So yeah, it can take quite a long time. But, you know, it's quite nice in AFK. We got the chance at Laren keys, we're getting some alcohols and the herbs, and it's all progressing to making the account better and stronger. 57 Slayer, we did just also get ourselves 63 HP. 59 Defense, and we are finally getting ourselves the Laren's key. I never thought that was going to come. We've only got about 10 less of the task, not sure of the exact amount because Rune Light's down, but we are getting at least one this task. 150 Black Demons finished up. That only took us a grand total of about 10 hours. That was a super long task, but these are some of the lootations we got, some of the more noteworthy ones I just took a note of, because I wanted to show you guys. Half decent amount of cash and 7 rune swords, which is nice. And our next task is going to be 75 Dark Warriors. Dark Warriors task finished up. The high level ones are not safe spottable or not very easily at all, and the lower level ones from that entire task got 3 nature runes and a grimy Harrowlander of any use. So yeah, they are not going to be worth doing, so they will be skipped in the future. Our new task is going to be 104 Hellhounds. Obviously no notable drops, so we do have a shot at the Laren's key. Big level to be getting, because we can now cast ourselves Firewave. 58 Slayer coming in, and 28 left on the Hellhounds task. While nearing the end of our Hellhound task, we did actually get attacked. I generally feel pretty safe out of the Hellhounds with the Magic Hut, unless somebody in really OP gear attacks me. But unfortunately on this occasion, we did run out of prayer, so it's probably going to be beneficial in the future and going forward if I do bring myself a prayer potion. Without overheads, it was really hard to out-eat his DDS, and in the end he does actually manage to slay us, but sometimes that does happen. Just a few kills later, back at the Hellhounds, we did actually get attacked again. This time I did bring a prayer potion, so I felt a little safer. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying being attacked at times, and obviously when you do die, it becomes even more annoying. However, you know, that's why I play the account, that's why I enjoy about it. I like the risk, I like seeing various different things within the wilderness. It was actually the same guy that attacked us the time before, I do believe. But with prayer potion, inventory full of food, I was quite confident with the overheads that I'd be able to get away in the magic axe hut. As you can see, I'm actually spam clicking the door, and sometimes you do fail the pick lock, you don't always get it the first time, but I soon realised that I didn't actually bring my pick lock. Yeah, very silly mistake. When he killed me I didn't actually get my pick lock back, so I didn't have the escape. However, we had some guy come save us, absolute hero, don't know where he come from, but we did get the log out. After being attacked a couple of times, we did manage to finish up on the Hellhounds task, and the next assignment from Crystalia is going to be 74 spiders, so that's going to be nice for some range levels. So just before we carried on with a bit of Slayer, I wanted to do a little bit of editing of the videos. It enabled me to do some AFK fishing. I've also been doing some via mobile, and we've actually got ourselves up to 65. The previous screenshots of the last few levels were on a phone that's now broken, so I unfortunately don't have them, but we do now have level 65 fishing. Whilst we have been fishing, we have been banking a few of the anchovies, obviously not all of them because it is a bit of a mission to get from the fishing spot to the bank, but we have banked a few and they're going to be really useful when we get one more cooking level because we'll be able to make the anchovy pizzas. That's the spider's task finished up. Really nice, quick, simple one, easy points that one, and our next assignment is going to be 48 Revenant. Until I have 61 range and the rune crossbow and can offlay some decent damage, it's just not worth me doing it right now. Also, the state of the Rev caves are pretty despicable. They are all camped by teams and people paying for Rev protection and that sort of stuff, so it's just not worth it at the moment. But our next one is going to be 150 Nerf Warriors. First time we've got that task, and obviously at some point I am going to need to do Revenants for the wilderness weapons. And there we have ourselves the 55 cooking, which now means we can make the anchovy pizzas, which is a really good food source in both members and free-to-play. It's actually the best in free-to-play, but also a really good amount in members. 56 cooking at Wildanator's Pizzeria. So here we are on the Wilderness Only account, about to make ourselves our first bunch of anchovy pizzas. So I think you do get an additional bit of cooking XP for this. You get 39 XP. Just got the inventory viewer here for when I was making the pizzas. It made it a bit easier. But yeah, now we've got a nice food source until we can get ourselves some more Laren's keys in the next episode, no doubt. There we have 57 cooking from making the anchovy pizzas. You do it really quickly, so something that I have noticed is actually it's about 90 to 95k cooking XP. Obviously, if you had all the supplies, I've got to make them all from scratch, so it would be way less than that. However, if it is something, I reckon it would make pretty good money probably, and the cooking XP isn't the worst if you're a normal sort of account, so yeah, probably worthwhile bearing in mind. So that's all those anchovy pizzas made, and as you can see we were running really low on lobsters, so actually having 389 of an 18 heal, yeah, that's huge, is going to be massive, so really happy that we got those done. So, as we are nearing the end, something I've been really wanting to do for quite some time, and something that I'm now going to do, is the Major Arena 1, so let's go get that cape. Something my younger self definitely was not aware of, as I was using my prayer, but really my prayer pots are very limited. This is all I have, so I don't really want to use them. And actually, my magic attack hits longer than theirs, so I can just safe spot him. I mean, my god, really and truly, look at this absolute wilderness beast now. We've gone for the Flames of Zamorak, because if you go for anything other than Zamorak, you are wrong. But yeah, look at him, got the cape, we've got the staff. We're actually going to go cast the 200 spells, because we do have the blood rooms. And yeah, I'm just really happy with how he's looking. It's really funny to see how this account is progressing, and going from a complete noob to a slightly lesser noob, but no doubt still a noob. So let's go cast the spell, and yeah, unlock it. So we've cast the spell 200 times. As it says there, you can use Flames of Zamorak outside the arena, which is really cool. We are now combat 72. However, when we get 5 more magic levels, we'll be able to use charge, and with the charge and the Zami cape, we'll actually be able to hit 30s. So eventually, once we get our range up as well, we will be able to fend off PKs and kind of protect ourselves a little bit more, other than always just running, you know, sort of elf mage old school style with a bit of range and mage and the old charge and Flames of Zami. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really happy with how the account's progressing, so let's hop over and take a look at some of our goals. So, what have we achieved this episode? Well, off the list, we have got ourselves the Rune Full Helmet, that is now green, and also the Major Arena 1 cape, so they're 2 really nice upgrades. But additionally to that, we've done loads of skilling. We've managed to get our agility up, and we are nearing that wilderness core. We've also made a real dent in the mining and smithing grind, and got ourselves some nice for that early level range training. We've also done some fishing and cooking, and got a very new reliable food source, which is really nice. We have also gone from 55 to 58 Slayer, so it's always nice to see those level comes in, and with Slayer comes the combat levels we've got. And finally, we are becoming better and stronger, we're getting better gear and better stats, and we are finding it easier and easier to fend ourselves off within the wilderness. That is just about going to wrap up this episode, guys. If you did like the episode, please do drop it a like. Please do drop it a subscription if you'd like to see more, because it really does help me grow, and it means that you get to see some more of my content. I know at times it might not seem like a huge lot goes on in these episodes, but honestly behind the scenes this really does take a long time. Some of these XPs per hours are absolutely tiny within the wilderness, you know. Sort of fishing anchovy and shrimp is not the best, you know, things like that. 10-hour Black Demon task, so if you really could give it some feedback and a like, I really would appreciate it. And until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.